Further at sea, Godzilla comes up for air.
Jesus Christ.
Godzilla! Godzilla quickly, while on his back, sinks into the ocean and dives. Mothra hovers in the air as Marley catches up to her, bobbing up and down in the water. What happened, Miss Mothra? Marley, go back to the Hollow Earth, get dinner prepared for Godzilla with healing salve. Ask Methuselah if he can use some of his ingredients. Sure thing. Is Godzilla okay? Just do as I say, Marley. After Marley leaves, Mothra tracks Godzilla, who seems to be heading home. She lands in front of Rodan's house. Landing as elegantly as possible, she flattens her wings, ties them in a ponytail, and nervously situates her antennae. She feels nervous, but has no idea why. Mothra looks at the door, etchings carved in as though by fire. She opens the door while knocking with her slender front leg. Rodan? Is Godzilla here? Mothra makes her way in and sees Godzilla licking a huge wound on his hip. Godzilla! Mothra wants so much to be angry, but she just feels sad. For a few moments watching Godzilla fight Mechagodzilla, she thought she was going to lose him just like before. Throughout his life there had been so many close calls, but usually there's something to stop her from feeling scared every time there is one. Godzilla. Mothra goes to hug him and Godzilla pushes her off. He looks at her like he hates her, or at least that's what it seems like to Mothra. Godzilla, what's wrong?
Why are you following me?
Are you kidding? You almost... I just wanted to make sure you're okay. Godzilla turns over and props himself up on his elbows while lying on his back, his dorsal plates creaking under the pressure of being bent and stretched from the leathery skin on his back.
Well, come on then.
Godzilla says, motioning with the nod of his head for Mothra to climb onto his lap. Mothra smiles, but the smile doesn't reach her eyes. She wants him, but not like this. Or not... Well, what is the matter? She gingerly walks over to him, but takes her sweet time. Godzilla rolls his eyes and then grabs Mothra's front leg very quickly and pulls her onto his lap.
Unless you're gonna let me fuck you, get the fuck out.
Godzilla pushes her away, quite violently, but Mothra doesn't miss a beat, and instead of losing her balance, she stabilizes herself with her back legs and holds on to him. I want you to. Godzilla says nothing as Mothra straddles him and caresses him with her antennae. Her soft face nuzzles his, and her blue eyes stare into his primal ones, filled with anger and lacking the softness they usually have. With her second set of legs, the elegant Mothra tenderly caresses Godzilla's gills, which sends him closer to the edge. Despite being in pain and filled with rage, Godzilla allows himself to let go for the moment to enjoy Mothra tightening around him. Seeing Godzilla undone, under her control, Mothra glows a bright white. Her wings illuminate and the bright ethereal colors pulsate as she rises to pleasure with the king of the monsters. After Godzilla and she are done, Mothra smiles tenderly at Godzilla. She didn't realize how much she missed him. He doesn't return her smile.
Is that what you were hoping for?
Oh, Goji, it was awesome.
That's fantastic. Okay, Rodan. She's all yours.
Calls out Godzilla, which makes Mothra snap out of her infatuation. Mothra can hear Rodan flapping outside. What are you doing?
Get the fuck up off me, please.
Godzilla... What? Godzilla gets up, causing Mothra to slide off while maintaining a look of total confusion on her face. And then anger. You know, I have to put up with a lot with you. Since the epidemic, since Ralphie, since... You have been so awful to me!
Yeah, but it's cool because Rodan was there to pick up where I left off, right? Don't fucking preach to me about being awful, you little moon-chasing slut.
Mothra recoils. Her heartbeat quickens. Godzilla,
That's who you really want to fuck, isn't it?
Mothra goes quiet. Oh no. Why is she quiet? Why is she quiet? If there was ever a time to say something, now is it!
Don't worry. You don't have to say anything. Rodan told me.
Well, did he tell you that he also wanted it?
Yeah, he did. Because unlike you, he's straight up. Unlike you, he doesn't front. I'm done with you. Honestly, I don't sell it with this dishonesty.
Mothra can feel the tears burn down her face and the anger boiling through her wings, which become rigid. Dishonesty? You're telling me about dishonesty?
Bitch, don't turn this around. You're a fucking slut, and you got caught. And then just like a bitch, you're gonna get angry and somehow make it my fault, right? Don't bother.
Since we have been dating, you have been all about dishonesty. First, you didn't want anyone to know that we were dating. Then it was all about the other female kaiju and the excuses. And then it was you running off and never wanting to tell me jack. Godzilla, you've been toying with my heart from the beginning, and I don't deserve that. I've been there for you.
So let me get this straight. You're mad at me because we're having issues. And your excuse is to fuck my best friend behind my fucking back, you motherfucking cheap whoring bitch! Don't fucking talk to me! You're beneath me! You wouldn't be shit without me! If I'm so horrible, why do you keep hanging around, huh? Don't act like you didn't know the kind of person I was before you met me. You heard about who I was when we started doing our shit. You learned who I was and you still choose to fuck with me. So don't you dare sit there with all your fucking holier-than-thou shit and act like this is all a surprise to you. What, you thought you were gonna change me or some shit? I hate to break it to you, Miss Muffet, but you're not that special. I've fucked over 10,000 bitches, and I can tell you, more than half of them are more than what you've been to me. So don't fucking sit there and act like you fucking own me. You could have had any male you want, but you chose my motherfucking best friend.
Godzilla,
See
wait.
how evil you fucking bitches are. No matter what the fuck is going on with me and you, I don't fuck your friends, Mothra, or your family. That's ratchet as fuck. And royalty like me don't fuck with ratchet. Stay the fuck away from me.
And with that, Godzilla storms off. Mothra's eyes are wide open, wondering what the hell just happened. She didn't even have time to say anything. He wouldn't even let her speak. She didn't even know what to say. She walks out of Rodan's house and sees a shadow fly overhead. The figure is heading for the fire cabin nearby. It's Rodan, who's probably heading to the cabin to give Godzilla and Mothra privacy. Mothra grew angry. She unleashed her icy blue hot wings and leapt into the air and headed there. Making her way through the door, she sees Rodan dropping some rocks and strange-looking fish into his fire pit. Why? Why did you tell him? Rodan turns around to face her. Why did you tell him, Rodan? Mothra sobs more out of rage and distress. Rodan turns to face her with his wings at his side.
Because he's my best friend.
Oh my god. Mothra walks around Rodan's cabin, laughing ruefully, and then looks at the Firebird Kaiju. She shakes her head as though ashamed of him. I knew Godzilla long before you were ever in the equation, while you were still his enemy.
I know. That was more of a reason for you to be honest with him.
Is this what you wanted? Was this for you? Rodan sighs.
You know, the world doesn't revolve around you. And sometimes people make decisions because it's the right decision, not because they're trying to get at you.
I'm so sorry we ever met.
I'm so sorry you feel that way.
Do you even realize how much you ruined everything?
By telling the truth?
What was there to gain from telling him that?
Oh my god, Mothra. It was never about you or hurting him. I do care about him. I couldn't look at him in the eye knowing how I felt and what I did.
We didn't do anything!
I didn't feel good about it.
Mothra walks closer to Rodan.
Please don't. Look, I never wanted to...
Mothra pushes back Rodan, and because he's caught off guard, he actually stumbles back a bit. Mothra is crying, and Rodan looks at her. Really looks at her. His heart breaks. She pushes him again. I should have killed you. Another violent push. I hate you. Yet again, another push lands on Rodan, and with each push, Mothra becomes more aggressive and Rodan gets more annoyed. Rodan is hardwired to respond to a threat with a bigger threat, and he doesn't take kindly to being pushed around, especially for something like this that Mothra was equally as guilty for. As Mothra is about to push him once more, Rodan grabs her front legs and overpowers her with ease. Rodan pins Mothra onto her back on the floor, her wings automatically spreading wide behind her, glowing with passion. Mothra and Rodan both notice that Rodan's lower region is pressed up against hers.
I hate you!
Mothra seethes, tears falling down her face and hitting the floor under her that smells like ash rock and burnt wood.
I hate you too.
Rodan replies. They both stare at each other hungrily and angrily, Rodan's arm still pinning Mothra's forelegs behind her head. With one of her second set of legs, Mothra grabs Rodan's neck and kisses him with a fierceness she didn't realize she had in her. Rodan, taken aback, is awash with feelings he's been afraid to acknowledge and act on. It was too late, and she was kissing him. Rodan, with a primitive drive to mate, fiddled with himself in preparation to enter Mothra. Rodan answers her with a passionate moan, as they both moan passionately, preparing to do what they've always been avoiding. There is the most obnoxious knock on his cabin door Rodan has ever heard.
Fuck. God damn it.
He says. Rodan, like lightning, leaps off Mothra, trying to relax himself. He opens the door and sees Godzilla standing there. Godzilla shifts his eyes and sees Mothra in the background and ignores her. She covers her swollen opening with her wings, ashamed and flushed.
You coming or what?
Yeah, Rodan answers Godzilla. Without looking back or saying anything to Mothra, Rodan starts to head out of his cabin, but then comes back real quick to address Mothra. Mothra felt a little bit of relief, knowing that Rodan wasn't just going to leave her like that.
Hey, just, lock up after you leave.
And that was it. That's all he had to say. After Mothra hears the door slam, she sits there alone with overwhelming silence, feeling shameful and dirty. Good thing they hadn't done anything yet, and now she doesn't want to. She lies in the middle of Rodan's floor with the sun rays beaming through the spot in which she sat, where she and Rodan had just been the closest they've ever been moments ago. And she cries. Later on some island. Godzilla is hanging out with Rodan. The both of them are literally kicking rocks into the ocean.
I don't know, man. It was weird, because I swear it was Ghidorah. How? And did you know that the humans were building that? Is that even considered a kaiju? I have so many questions. Yeah, I don't know. It's not a problem anymore, but if they were able to get that far with making that thing, who knows what else they've already made.
Rodan nods his head, agreeing, and then asks,
But why? What do you think it looks like? Honestly? Yeah, honestly.
Godzilla stops kicking the rocks and walks up further inland from the beach. Rodan follows, thinking. He hates walking in sand. He feels like his feet are drowning, and like the earth is always shifting underneath him.
I would take it as a threat, like they're trying to take over your territory, like they're trying to become you.
Godzilla snaps his finger and points at Rodan.
You got it, bro, because that's exactly how it looks to me. I mean, I've done my fair share in making sure those idiots were safe from other kaiju, and yeah, while I don't exactly care about them, they can be useful in certain situations when I deem it so. Honestly, I don't even know why you bother with them, because they're pawns. And I don't want the headache right now because it's gonna be a whole fiasco if I kill all the humans. What do you mean?
Rodan asks as Godzilla takes up a coconut tree from its roots and uses the broken up base to scratch his back.
What do you think's going to happen if all the humans band together and try to take me down? Their flesh will be melted off their bodies? Yeah, but what do you think will be their ultimate thing? The move they'll make? Bring the monkey? Man, shut the hell up. Seriously though, that was disrespectful. They brought him into your territory almost like they were mocking you, and you still choose not to annihilate them. I will never understand you, I swear to God. Rodan, listen. Humans are stupid. And they're gonna try nukes. They're gonna try radiation. The thing that makes me the most powerful, that's their destructive go-to. Isn't that a good thing? If you're short-sighted, sure. But think about all the other kaiju that are gonna be so ravenous and super aggressive. Oh, so you're just lazy. Or you're finally admitting that you're not as invincible as you claim you are. Bitch, I never said I was invincible. Oh, and you can't have her, by the way.
It takes Rodan a second to register what Godzilla just said.
Wait, what? You heard me. You cannot have Mothra. Okay. I don't even want her.
Godzilla stops walking and slowly turns to face Rodan with a sneer.
Okay, yeah, I want to sleep with her, but who doesn't? But I want to sleep with a lot of females. I don't want a relationship with any of them, necessarily. And especially with Mothra. Why not? The Queen of the Monsters isn't good enough for you? Stop trying to trap me, fool. You know damn well what I mean. She's your cross to bear. I mean, look, you're gonna do whatever you want regardless, but to be really honest, it doesn't look good if you guys are a thing, publicly.
Rodan's heart flutters. Does he actually want Mothra, and why is it that when Godzilla tells him this, he feels a string of hope? Rodan's been blue-balled before, but never had he actually gone to the extremes to dip his balls in freezing temperatures just to get him to stop thinking about this one girl, Mothra. Rodan shakes his head. He needs to stop. But he was so close.
It would be a serious conflict of interest to make me look bad. Since when do you care about what people think? Bitch, are you for real? I've always cared about what people think when it comes to my reputation. And how do you think it's gonna make me look when everyone finds out that my best friend is now popping ass with my ex-female?
Rodan shakes out his wings. Never thought of that, at least not deeply.
Okay, fair enough. But don't you think that there are other males that are gonna wanna be with her if you guys are not in a relationship? You can't expect that she's gonna be celibate. I didn't say other males, did I? I said you.
Godzilla stops walking once again and swishes his tail dangerously close to Rodan's head. Rodan looks up at Godzilla and can tell he's not playing around. Rodan feels even more guilty because Godzilla has been really chill, considering, and Rodan knows exactly what this means. This is the calm before the storm, the warning shot before the slug. Godzilla never even once blamed Rodan for what he did, and Godzilla probably respects Rodan for coming to him. To tell the truth, Rodan was actually more terrified that Godzilla would eventually find out, and the stress of keeping it to himself and thinking Godzilla knew was more paranoia-inducing than telling him straight.
Wait, but didn't you say that?
Godzilla snorts and continues walking inland. Trees brush past his wounded thigh. Feels good.
Come on, Rodan, don't be stupid. You know me well enough to know what I meant. That was to make her feel bad, but you know damn well she's off limits. But just in case, I'm letting you know officially. Because we both know.
Godzilla pauses walking and lowers his face to level with Rodan so he's looking directly into his eyes.
She's still the queen. And I can't have the gesture fucking my queen. Can I?
Rodan feels a chill climb up his spine. Rodan continues walking. He tries to laugh off the very obvious threat and insult piled into one.
Well, regardless, somebody else is gonna come along.
Godzilla walks alongside him with confidence.
I don't care. It just better not be you.
All 5 of Methuselah's cauldrons are in full blast. He is overjoyed. He smells the aroma of his luxurious meals being prepared. He loves cooking. After being alive for so long, it's the one thing that he is the most proud of and that he's mastered. He's cooked the tails and scales off some of the most well-known kaiju chefs in the Hollow Earth and Outer Earth.
Ooh, this needs more time. Oh, Pot 2, you are killing it today. I don't know what it is, but everything I cook inside you smells way better than the others. No offense to you others. And 5, you know you're my main one, but sometimes you just got to make room for the newbies.
There is a presence that Methuselah can feel on the outside of his cave. All of his boulders to the entrance of the cave have been moved aside to let some fresh air in. Methuselah is so large that he usually uses his back as the entrance, but sometimes he likes gazing out across the mountains and at such a high elevation he can take in all the smells, or so the smells and the view. It takes a while for Methuselah to realize that there is a shadowy quadrupedal figure outside. The glow of the dancing flames from his rock stoves facilitates the old kaiju in being able to see a faint outline of the thing.
Hello there. It's been a while since anyone has been up here to see my cooking.
Honestly, Methuselah cannot see this creature that is right outside his cave in the shadows of the evening light. His eyesight is not as good as it used to be. Many other kaiju can see in the dark, but even in this evening light, Methuselah is well aware that if he were younger, he would be able to make out who it was or what it was.
Would you like to come and try some food? You came at the right time because this is a very special recipe. Well, there are all my special recipes, but this one is special because I've not cooked it in a long time, and you will be the first to try it.
Methuselah waits for a response. However, on the other end of this would-be conversation, it is eerily and creepily quiet. He can make out that the figure has come to sit down at the entrance of his cave on one of the rocks that Methuselah would use to serve his friends if they came over. Methuselah smiles. So this person doesn't talk much. How long had he been outside Methuselah's cave?
All right, your food will be right up. It's a nice night, isn't it?
No reply.
Did you see the fight?
The individual just sits there, still a shadowy figure to Methuselah. And even though it isn't talking, Methuselah can feel it staring at him, watching his every move as he goes back and forth in his kitchen. Not wanting there to be awkwardness, and just chalking it up to the possibility that this kaiju is a mute, Methuselah carries on the conversation. Everyone is welcome to his cave. It's not very spacious. It's big enough just for Methuselah to walk a few steps and turn around in it, but he makes use of a small space with great efficiency. It looks like a small little rock cove with cauldrons and fire alight, so it resembles a huge lantern.
The fight was one for the ages, but I didn't see it personally. But I heard every account. Godzilla tried his best, but no one ever suspected that there would be a metal version of him.
The figure shifts so subtly that Methuselah has to recall whether or not he actually saw it move. It was so eerily silent and still that Methuselah wondered if it was even real. Maybe he was seeing things. No, he knows it's real because it wasn't there before and he can feel it staring at him even though he can't make out its eyes. The creature, now sitting at the rock table, is still a shadowy figure. Methuselah can't make out any details other than it stands on 4 legs and sits like a dog.
You know, I keep telling my friend Behemoth the time is going to come when humans are going to evolve into kaiju as well. It's already started, but no one listens to this old man. The full meal is not prepared yet, but I think you'll enjoy this bowl of stew. I have full confidence that your satisfaction is definitely guaranteed.
Methuselah serves the bowl to the figure on a small table rock structure and chuckles a giddy old man chuckle. You can hear the creature slurping at the stew, which is finished in 3 minutes.
Aha! You are famished. Why don't you come to the hall later tonight to get some more? I'm not the main chef, but I love knowing that the people in the Hollow Earth would join my food.
The shadowy figure is still quiet and has continued staring at him. As a matter of fact, it never stopped staring at him, even when it was eating. For some reason, this was unsettling to Methuselah. He's had friends and other kaiju visitors that were not much of talkers. He's met just about every kaiju individual. But the one thing that keeps making him feel the shivers is the presence of this specific creature. It just feels odd. It didn't exactly feel malignant, but something about it was just wrong. Methuselah usually is nice to everyone, but the main reason he was trying to keep things light is because he didn't want to agitate whoever or whatever this thing was.
Well, anyhow, it was nice to have someone come by. You know, when you get older, you get...
It's gone. Methuselah turns around this way and that way to see if he can detect the presence that was so obviously palpable in the void. The sweet, peaceful void that is once again equilibrium. now that the stranger is absent. The presence of that individual had become so overwhelming, it made Methuselah feel chilly in his warm, cozy cave. Methuselah just stands there for a while looking outside, not being able to see anything, and then turns back to face his pots. He can hear something approaching. It sounds familiar. Mr. Methuselah? It's Marley. I just wanted to ask if the salve was ready. Methuselah smiles contently. He loves that girl, and for some reason, feeling her cherry presence negated the awful one that the stranger had left.
Marley, my girl, come sit down for a while.
I think I will. It's quite a walk up here.
Well, there is an easier way.
Well, it's not that it's hard. I just think I've been running around all day is all.
Well, this is sure to make you feel better. Oh, and here are the salves.
Oh, wow, this is a lot.
I always make my products in bulk. You never know who else is going to need it and when, but can you pass on a message to the gatherers that I will need more material, especially icy cones?
Aw, Mr. Methuselah, those are discontinued. There's a lot of conflict in the territory where it grows, and those guys, well, they don't want anyone from this territory going over there, at least not right now, until the conflict is resolved. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's fine. I can substitute it for something else for the time being. How does it taste?
Marley takes a sip of his stew. Oh my word. This is amazing! Seriously, Methuselah! Methuselah smiles from ear to ear, feeling the refreshing audible validation of someone enjoying his handiwork.
And you're not just being too nice.
No, this is it really is so good. I wish you didn't make it taste so good, because now I want more.
Nope. That was just to wake up the palate. The main course will be coming up in a few hours.
Aw. Thanks for letting me taste it. My mouth is so wet right now, it's like it's dripping.
Good, so you'll be ready to eat. You better eat it all.
Yes. Marley laughs and then gives Methuselah a hug. He's like a grandfather to her, and the only one she feels she can be completely herself with. Thanks, Methuselah. Marley prepares to leave and grabs the salves, and before she takes off, Methuselah turns to face her. Okay, I'm gonna grab these, and hopefully
Marley.
Yeah?
Were you here before? Before you walked up to the cave?
What do you mean?
Maybe you were sitting outside for a while before you came in.
Oh no, I was exhausted. I didn't even take a breath when I got to the top. I just came right in, because I just wanted to sit down. And once I sat down, I wasn't going to get up for a while. Why?
Nothing. I thought I heard someone earlier.
What do you mean?
It was nothing. There are so many chirping animals flying around the place, but sometimes they sound like footsteps.
Marley looks around for fresh footprints. There aren't any footprints. The ones that are here are old, or mine that I just made just now.
Odd. Well, must have been my, old age with my eyesight failing.
You don't listen. I told you to go to the eye specialist and let them whip you up a memory.
Ugh. So I can fiddle with my face every morning trying to put it on. Next thing you know, I go completely blind.
Methuselah, you're already blind.
I want to keep whatever sight I have left.
What sight? You can't see 2 inches in front of you.
Oh, leave me alone, you cretin.
Seriously, think about it. How much cooking would be better?
I'll have you know that my cooking is the best that it is because of my experience, and because I rely mostly on my smell.
Yeah, until another crabby flunger drops in there.
That was one time, hundreds upon hundreds of years ago. You see, this is why I don't tell you youngins my stories. You remember the most trivial things, but you forget the most important things.
Bye, Methuselah. Love you.
Ugh. Take care to watch where you're going, and remember to put one foot in front of the other.
Methuselah smiles as he can hear Marley laughing on her way down the mountain. It was so nice to have her by. But Methuselah can't shake the memory of that shadowy creature. No footprints. But Methuselah knows what he felt. Maybe he was just getting old. He was about to disregard the whole thing until he picked up the bowl that Marley had been eating out of, and he then placed it in the sink next to another bowl. The bowl the stranger had been eating out of. He felt the 2 bowls and felt around in the other one that he had put in there before. He felt inside of it to see if there was any food, just to double check. And surely enough, it was empty. In the Hollow Earth. Godzilla and Rodan kick a smooth rock to and fro each other, trying to kick it into each other's pit. There are 3 diagonal pits in front of Godzilla, the smallest one being the closest to Godzilla, and the same for Rodan on his side. It was a very weird rendition of golf.
So, I've been wondering, like, what happened in the fight, man? What fight? With Mega Godzilla, like, after. What the hell are you talking about? It got chopped to tiny pieces. Yeah, by Monkey Dude.
Godzilla sneered at him.
Say that shit one more time. Seriously though, why did you let him go?
Rodan performs a graceful kick, and before Godzilla can kick the smooth rock away, it lands in the smallest hole, the one closest to Godzilla. Rodan holds his wings in the air triumphantly.
Oh, fuck you, I'm injured. Yeah, blame it on that. You should have handicapped yourself to make it even. So you're not gonna answer me? I don't have to answer you. It is what it is. Everything that happened the way I wanted it to happen. You wanted Mechagodzilla to beat you within an inch of your life? Man, shut the fuck up.
Godzilla playfully shoves Rodan, who falls over onto his back in the dirt, and quickly rights himself. Rodan smirks, still feeling good about winning the game. In his mind, it's still fair and square since Godzilla has been walking pretty fine with the injury. No doubt his regeneration already at full capacity.
Yo, I need to make a trade with the Shadow Kaiju. So soon? Yeah, shit's been instigated. By who? Don't know yet, but I gotta keep those little shits happy. Don't feel like dealing with mayhem right now. Has she told you anything? Rodan, you think I really trust that bag of kaiju dicks to be proficient in the art of espionage?
Godzilla spits in his hands and wipes them over his gills, cleaning them.
That dumbass is about as low profile as a kaiju dildo the size of a fucking skyscraper. Okay. I gotta go to the crystal vault. Jeez, you really want to do this? Okay, I'll meet up with you. I gotta take the other Hollow Earth entrance. Alright, don't be too late.
Blossom Mountain. Methuselah and Behemoth walk through the blossoms, the bioluminescent invertebrates singing whistling tunes in the darker side of the field.
Methuselah, that don't make no sense. If you work your armor off to harvest all your ingredients for months at a time, and then some random kaiju comes up to you and is all like, well, howdy there, Brokeback Mountain Monster. How'd you like to give me 40% of your wares? How'd you reckon that'd be a fair play? Well, I don't mind helping the less fortunate. Well, I do. Ain't no way on Terra that I'm gonna bust my snuffleupagus smelling ass to then just give it away to some sleaze fool who has just as much or more capability than me to get out there and earn their own. I understand, and I agree with you. Unless what, old man River? Unless they don't have the access to the places to get those ingredients. Oh, please cry me, River. They have access to certain things that I don't have access to. Why does that mean I's got to give away what's mine? You don't have to do anything. I know that, but you're saying that you're okay with a bunch of alpha kaiju like Godzilla swooping on in and telling me how I should spend what I earned and who should get a piece of my shit. Behemoth, we have a responsibility to take care of each other. Oh, cut your smiling too, Methuselah.
Methuselah and Behemoth take care with their footing as they walk down a steeper area of the rocky hill. It's darker, this area, and nothing grows on these rocks. The bioluminescent organisms all around them start twinkling, and some of them change their colors from light blue to a light purple. Behemoth admires them for a second while speaking to his friend.
The only people I have a responsibility to take care of are all my children. Oh, you have children? Yes, a son. I've never met him. Where did he go? You met him twice. Well, what's his name?
Behemoth nudges Methuselah with one of his tusks.
Oh, would you stop changing the subject? I don't see why you're so upset. I just explained it to you.
They walk in the darkest pits of this cave, which functions as a tunnel. Behemoth takes notice that he's never been here before, or at least not in a very long time.
You explain that you want to keep everything that you earn. I explain that I have a right to do what I want with my money. I already gave my share to the territories that I live in, and I don't expect to be taking care of some other person who has the ability to take care of themselves. That's taking advantage of the elderly, and just because you're okay with it, don't make it right. And we sure as shit should not be forced into it. It's like having a parasite live on your body rent-free, sucking the blood clean out of your ass, and then have some random alpha kaiju who don't have no parasites tell you, don't just let them suck your ass for free, open up wider, let them suck all the way in, make those suckers suck your back door so strong till you get a prolapse.
Behemoth stops walking.
You sure have a way with words, Harry. Mom always says so. Hey, you see that? I know my eyesight's going, but I think I see something glowing back there. Why are you asking me when I'm almost 100% blind? We really are the blind leading the blind, ain't we?
The two kaiju laugh and start heading towards one of the tunnels that split off from the main one. As they get to the end of it, a bright pink light glows so bright that inside the little cove looks like daytime.
What in God's bedroom is going on here?
Methuselah asks, as his eyes open up as wide as they can go. Behemoth, too, has jaw dropped.
Oh, I have not a clue, but I think this is important.
Rodan gets to the vault before Godzilla and blocks the way. Godzilla finally arrives, scratching an itch on his nose and then on his shoulder.
Hey,
says Rodan.
How the hell did you get here before me?
Because
Please, no, I'm sorry I asked, alright?
Rodan moves right in front of Godzilla. Godzilla looks at Rodan puzzled.
The fuck are you doing? Maybe you shouldn't go in there. Now get the fuck out of the way.
Godzilla, I'm being serious.
Why? What happened?
Before Rodan can gather his thoughts and try to tell Godzilla, Godzilla furrows his brow and pushes past Rodan to get inside the vault, which is already open. Rodan hands his head and turns to look at what Godzilla is looking at. He'd already seen it, but when he got there, and for the longest while, he was wondering what would be the aftermath when Godzilla finally found out. Godzilla just stands there as if processing what he's looking at. Inside the vault is blood and viscera of the kaiju guards who had been outside of the vault guarding it. Not only that, but all the crystals have either been broken or stolen. This was a deliberate attack. Godzilla narrows his eyes and clenches his fists and teeth.
Who in the Timbuk fuck would steal from me?
This is the last thing Godzilla needs, as he looks at the intestines dripping from the ceiling with their contents flowing out.
When I find the motherfucker who did the shit.
Rodan didn't have to hear Godzilla finish, but he knows and fears what's coming.
You were fine all this time, I was inside out. Put my heart in your hands till it came back round. Didn't think that you'd fallen so deep. Didn't know that I had it in me. Guess my sanity breaks away too easy.